want her to sing over top of it, but she's going to be singing over like arpeggios, right? Like the if I can pull it off on the 12 string the way I want, it's going to sound pretty awesome. It's written on the 7 string. Because there's like details I don't know about what she's going to be doing with her shop, like if she's going to have a PA there, you know. If she does, that means I could bring my, you know, like if she just has like a little PA, I can't really bring out the electric guitar. But if I could bring out the electric guitar, I'll bring out the 7 string and have her singing over the 7 string. Or are we just going completely 100% acoustic? I don't know. I'll have to find that out from her, right? So either whichever way we go, I'm going to have to arrange that song for which, you know, either for the 12 string or the 7 string. Sounds cool on both. Sounds cool on both, right? But I know when people hear it, it's kind of like the song White Whale. I want her singing the haunting, you know, pre-chorus thing on there for me while I'm singing like a mad Captain Ahab. That song's going to sound absolutely awesome live. Because I know story songs capture the audience, right? And I know I'm off kind of from where the video started or whatever. I kind of went off topic a bit, but this is why, I know this is going to sound really funny, this is why I don't just run out and buy stuff. Because it's like, okay, well, in order to get to, like, why am I buying it? What is my goal with it, right? And, you know, use what you got. Like a lot of people are just into the, you know, and it's just, you know, the thing of consumerism, right? Where it's like you got this shiny object, and before this shiny object is even slightly used, you're already buying the next shiny object, right? So what I'm trying to do is cut down on the amount of shiny objects and really question, do I need this shiny object before I buy it? Obviously, I need new cameras. There's no doubt about that. But with what I have, I could still put out, with the studio I have, the isolation headphones are a must. That's a tool. I you know, whether I want them or not, I can't do the job without them. I cannot get my drum tracks down right until I can either follow along with the guitars, because like, well, just do the drum track first. It doesn't really work that way. Like when you're your own musician, okay, when you're a single musician and you have no, like, if somebody was saying, okay, here, I'll teach you how to play the song. You play the song, just let me work out the drum beats. Then I could do that. You know, then I could put down the drum beats first and play the song along to it. But because I'm a one-man recording artist here, the problem that presents is you can only play one instrument at a time. So how do you work out the drum beats when you're not playing along with something? You know what I mean? You know, so it's much easier for a drummer to play along with something, and then, okay, well, maybe you do the drum beats, okay, then redo the guitar again. You could do it like that and then get rid of the first guitar, whatever, and just get, you know, whatever you got to do. There's several ways to skin a cat here. But I also like doing things, because my biggest problem for recording is, like, recording at home works for most people if they don't have to do vocals or acoustic drums. The problem you have is if other people are in the house, you can't really record. You need an area where you can record completely isolated from everybody else. And I don't have that option. So I have to do it whenever my dad's out of the house, which means I have to have the guitars already pre-recorded, the bass well, the bass can come in at last, it doesn't matter. But the guitar is re-recorded, then I can do the drums, and then if I have enough time, I can do the vocals. So I'm always kind of like, you know, it's a lot of hurry up and wait to try to get the song done. So that's why, like, it takes me a week to do a 3-minute song, because you know, I record part one, you know, like get everything all partially done, and then I got to get the vocals on there, and then you know, and the vocals, because it's like the drums, it's not like the guitar, you can plug it in and nobody hears the guitar throughout the house, but they're going to hear you singing upstairs. And if people are around downstairs binging and banging while you're singing, and you got dogs barking, and you know what I mean, obviously you can't record in those conditions, right? And the drums are way, way, way too loud to record with somebody else in the house, because they'll go nuts because you're playing the drums loud, right? So that's the downside of not having a studio. Like for me, most people, I like, I need to buy a house. No, I need to buy a garage that I can use as a studio, so I could fix my broken vehicles and record epic music at if I want to record something at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can do it. You know what I mean? Not that I'd be recording much at 3 o'clock in the morning, but yeah, do it like that. Somebody said, and I'm not a fan of the guy at all. I don't really care for that genre of music that much. I can respect some of the stuff he's done, but Eminem, Eminem would go to the studio at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 5 or 4 or 5, right? And it didn't matter where they were recorded, like where they were with the recording. If things were just starting to flow or whatever, and the producers would get mad at him or whatever, and he'd say, "Look, the studio is going to be here tomorrow. My time with my family and friends and all that stuff, that this can wait. That can't. This is work. You know what I mean?" So the idea of being in a studio for like 24 hours, trying to get the best take or whatever, I understand what he's getting at. Like, you want to be as fresh as you can, and if you burn yourself out in the studio, you're going to hate it, right? Like, remember, the number one rule for music is to have fun with it, right? That's the number one rule, is to have fun with it, or else why are you doing it? It doesn't mean you're not going to get a little frustrated trying to get things done or whatever. And a lot of people get really finicky trying to find a certain sound, right? And they try to find it in the studio when they're on the dime. I'm like, well, no, go with what you got, right? Mark down the settings so that the next time you go to the studio, you could try something different and say, okay, well, here's what I found. You see, here's the way I recorded it last time. Yeah, the guitar was a little thin or a little too thick sounding, whatever. I'd like to tweak that, and do it like that, rather than sitting there trying to get this perfect tone, whatever. And I think what a lot of that is people doing that in a studio setting, is that they don't know their songs well enough, and they're trying to subconsciously they're basically procrastinating recording the song because of, got to get the sound just right. It's kind of like, and I alluded to this in a video before too, about people buying guitars rather than learning how to play the guitars, right? So it's like, if I just buy this next guitar, somehow I'll play better. It doesn't work like that. Well, to a degree. I mean, if you have a really horrible playing guitar and you buy a guitar that plays really, really well, but the thing is, if you walk into my music room, I don't care who you are, if you're Yngwie, if you're a newbie or whatever, if you pick up one of my guitars and it doesn't play well for you, it's not the guitar. You know what I mean? It's you. So for me, it's like, okay, if I'm sloppy at concert volume or whatever, because I haven't been practicing with loud amplifiers enough in the past couple of years, because just the Hot Rod Deluxe is so bloody loud, that when I start playing with the stores, like I play the electric guitars acoustic all the time, every day, and so when I do plug them in, it's like, here's all these noises, extra noises that I'm making. It takes a while to kind of readjust your technique to clean up your sound so that you're getting really clean notes. And yeah, so it's like a lot of people don't realize that when you're playing, it's the same even on the bass too. Like on the bass, like you play it acoustically and it sounds fine, then you play it through the amp and you're like, everything sounds muddy and gerbled and you're not sure what's going on. And it's your techniques to get those clear notes are different from playing, because like when you're playing amplified, especially really loud, whether it's a guitar or bass, you, with this hand and this hand, you subconsciously, without even, like, just instinctively mute things that you don't want ringing. When you're playing an acoustic, you don't think about it, right? So when you play it live, you got to keep the neighboring string from ringing out while you're playing that so it sounds clean. And it, you get it. It eventually just falls into place the more you do it. So that's why there's some guys, when they play really, like, they play loud all the time, they have really clean sounding notes because they know how to mute without even thinking about it, right? And it's like riding a bicycle. You never forget how to do it, but when you don't do it often enough, you get rusty at it, and then you gotta do that. But anyway, that's kind of, I know, off the beaten path for what I was talking about there with my purchases and stuff. But that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be, I'll take my time this month because there's no rush. Like, I'm sure maybe the guitars get sold out from underneath me and okay, I missed the opportunity, whatever. Is what it is, right? And the thing is that if I never get a chance to buy those other guitars that I want, it's not